welcome back to the channel. We're back with the vlogs. Yeah, this is the first of the new series. I've not done a vlog series like this for a while, and it's been sort of like in and off, playing some matches against other pros back in England, but since getting here, this is what I've actually been wanting to do the whole time, is actually have a vlog series that's going to track the progress and track everything that goes with getting better as a pro and on the road to the Sunshine Q School. It's the first episode of many, and I think you're going to enjoy this. Give this channel some direction as we get on towards the Sunshine Q School early next year. Let's get into this. New bag?
Don't know, mate, can't see it. It's camouflage. There you go. So I got these for you, buddy.
It is quite sick.
Loud, isn't it?
What do the guys at home rate that?
It's an accent. Would not buy it yet.
Yeah, so we're up at Glulis, which is a nearby driving range, which is just around the corner. As you can see, it's a pretty sick place to practice. We've been out for 3 weeks. We played 2 tournaments each, me and Harry, and tomorrow we're just getting ready for Glendower. So Glendower is one of the better courses in Johannesburg, and we've got competition there tomorrow on the Bushveld Tour. Since the last tournament, I've made like a change to my putting stroke, or something to do with my putting, which I'm going to talk about at the end of this video, which is quite a big change. Because I've been hitting it pretty well and just losing quite a few shots on the greens. I think when you're home and you're playing on like greens at like 7 and they're fairly flat, you don't really get found out for your putting. You can not put the best stroke on it and sort of like get away with it. But when you're putting on fast greens that run at like 12 and they're slopey and there's grain, and it forces you to put a good stroke on it, otherwise you're going to miss. Quickly find out if your putting stroke's in a good place. And it found me out essentially, and I've made a change. So I'm going to show you that at the end of this video. Like I said, just with this. Just doing some practice. You're looking pretty hench, mate. Can you show the tan line? Ready to go to golf, are we?
He's here. Our driver, our man, Mr. Justice is here. Mr. Justice.
There obviously is justice in the world.
You ready for a tournament today, James? You want to go out and perform, mate? All the practice we've been putting in, preparations.
Pulling into Glendower. It's one of the best courses in Joburg. It's going to be round 1 today. 2-round tournament. So we can do, we're up here early, get some practice in, have some breakfast, then we'll get out there.
Right, so Reese followed me round for 7 holes today, so you're going to see the first 7 holes here, shot for shot. This is the first hole, just left of the first hole. Hit a wayward tee shot, hit a shot around the trees to the front of the green, and knocked us in for birdie on the first hole, so that was a nice start. Isaac there, the legend. My caddy is going to be my caddy for the foreseeable future. Second hole is a par 4 around the corner, about 360. And I hit a decent drive. Had myself about 40 into this one and hit a nice little chip or pitch, which landed on the front of the green, going in a bit hot, so released out a bit more than I was hoping for. You may see a slight change in the putting stroke here. Left below right for the first time, and this is me trying to explain to Isaac why I'm actually holding putts. Next hole is a par 4 with water down the middle of it basically, and you've got to go right of it. I didn't, I hit it in the water. Knocked it onto the green for 3, and then decided to do what you shouldn't do, which is compound errors, and knocked the putt by. Left myself the tricky one on these greens, which I'll explain after this. I'm going to do the rest of the round in a little recap. but not a bad round today. Made 6, so birdie double start. This is a par 5, which is very gettable, sort of like 500-ish, 510 off this tee. Hit my tee shot into the trees on the right, and it knocked it out to this position. Had 230, and trying to hit a 4-iron in the back right bunker, but just got this moving on the wind, and hit it in the water. Little drop from 80. And it was actually at this point in the round where I decided to change my grip slightly, just weaken it off a tad, just because I had a bit of a left miss going. So just weakened it off a tad, and started hitting some really good shots after this. This is a putt for par, which missed. Tapped in for 6. So 1 over par at this point. Moving on to, this is 150. Playing downwind, but I hit a wedge. You won't see this down because it flew the green, flew like 160, took a massive hop up onto the path, and had about 30 to go. Just trying to play a little bump and run through the grass, and you can see what happens with the kukui. It just literally, this grass is so wiry, it just like grabs in it, and it's really hard to judge how it's going to release. So then I had some work to do to try and save bogey. Yeah, nice delicate, I was actually quite proud of that for my short game. Nice delicate pitch. Lipped out, didn't quite catch the flag. Made the putt to go to 2 over at this point. This is a par 5, I had 183 to get back to this flag. Hit a drive up the right, hit an 8-iron from here, and this is like a little gap. Hitting a high draw up over the tree. Hit a decent shot, on line with the pin, just over the bunker, and left myself an uphill putt for eagle, which you're gonna see. This is uphill, breaking about 1.5 feet off the right, and it's just short, but tapping birdie. And then this was one of the drives today. I hit so many like good drives at about 370. This being one of them. This is a 400-meter hole, and I had like 20 into this, and then dunched and laughed. So knocked it 20 short of the green, then didn't even get it on the green with the chip shot. So pretty buzzing with that. Had a putt from the front. This is actually quite tough because it broke so hard off the right. You're not going to see this one, but big swinger. And then I had a putt for par. And then you're going to hear the rest of the round in the little recap now. Obviously, you've seen the first 7 holes, and I've talked over those. The round from there, so I think that was 1 over through 7. I then made par, missed a putt from 10 foot for birdie on the par 3 8th. And then again on 9, like knocked it like 370, 30 yards short of the, or 30 meters short of the green. Didn't make birdie. So I was 1 over through 9, then made a par, and then made eagle on a par 5, hit a big drive, 7-iron, and hit a decent putt, which broke quite a bit off the right, to go 1 under, and then I've literally parred in from there. So I've shot 1 under par, line in 6th spot. I think the leader's 4 under par after the first round. So all in all, pretty happy with that. To be honest, didn't really get as much out of my driving as I should have today. Like on 17, 485 meter par 5, had like 115 in, knocked it front of the green, 3 putted from there, and then on the 18th, hit it to like 5 foot. And missed it just because it was downhill. I mean, the greens have been hollow tine like 3 weeks ago, so they're not as quick as they normally are and not as smooth. So it's one of those where you don't really want to go after too many chances just because you don't want to leave yourself like 5 foot when the greens are a bit bobbly. But after round 1, pretty happy with that. It's definitely moving in the right direction, hitting the ball really well. Putting feels definitely better than it was. I've made the decision to switch from right below left to left below right, just because all the stuff I was trying to do in terms of not like drag the putter away and get the hands releasing, and also I was trying to do a lot of stuff with trying to get the stroke in the right place. I just worked out that it's all cured from left below right. So very early days for that, but it feels good straight away. It's definitely an improvement. The full stats from round 1 and round 2 I'm going to put in the next vlog, which is going to be some footage of the final round. I'm probably going to film like the back 9 and then do like a complete recap, maybe talk to a few of the players as well. Let me know what you think of this like new style of vlog. I really want to like try and tell the story of the whole process getting to Q School, because that's the main thing, that's the priority, is get into Q School, play well, and try and get a spot on the Sunshine Tour next year. That would be the ultimate from this series, but we'll see how it goes. I've got loads of events. So before it gets dark, I'm gonna shut it off. Leave it a like if you could, that'd be great. And hit the bell notification, because not many people do that on this channel. Just to be kept up to date, Hardy does, with all the content that's coming up. Cheers, and we'll see you for the final round on the next one.